In the early 15th century, France stood broken, torn apart by the 100 Years' War, with English armies occupying its lands and hope fading among its people. From the small village of Domremy rose a teenage peasant girl, Joan, claiming visions of saints who called her to lead France to victory. At first, nobles and soldiers laughed at her, dismissing her as a dreamer, but her faith burned brighter than the doubts that surrounded her. With determination, she convinced the Dauphin, the future Charles VII, that she was chosen by God to save France. Dressed in armor, carrying a banner rather than a sword, Joan rode at the head of armies, her presence igniting courage in weary soldiers. In 1429, at the Siege of Orléans, she turned the tide of war, leading attacks that broke English lines and lifted the city's despair. For the people of France, she was no longer a peasant girl, but a living symbol of divine deliverance. Joan guided Charles to Reims, where he was crowned king, fulfilling the mission she had proclaimed. But triumph stirred enemies, and betrayal soon followed, as Burgundian allies of England captured her in battle. Sold to the English, Joan faced not soldiers but clerics, accused of heresy, witchcraft, and daring to wear men's clothing. In the courtroom, under pressure and threat, she stood firm, declaring her faith and her visions as true. Though only 19, she spoke with courage that unsettled even her judges, who feared the strength of her conviction. Condemned as a heretic, she was led to the marketplace of Rouen, where a wooden stake awaited her. Surrounded by soldiers and crowds, Joan prayed, clutching a cross, as the flames rose around her. Her last words called out to God, and even her enemies wept as the fire consumed the teenage warrior. But her story did not end in ashes. Her name lived on, remembered as the Maid of Orléans, a martyr for France. Decades later, the Church reversed her condemnation, declaring her innocent, and centuries after, she was canonized as a saint. Joan of Arc remains not just a figure of history, but a legend, proof that faith, courage, and conviction can change the fate of nations.